Hi everyone, it's Master Wong here. How is everybody today? Today I have something exciting to share with you not here. I have one of my brother here, Kung Fu brother, Sifu Singh, that I met in America this year actually. And we do a lot of stuff together and he have something to share with us about Bruce Lee. You know, I love Bruce Lee because he's helped me a lot to get where I am today because the way of thinking to get where I am. And he's here to talk about 80th birthday and he got something to share with you all. So Sifu Singh, can you come in and talk to them about what we have to share for them?
Oh, yes, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you're well and your listeners are well. So Bruce Lee's 80th birthday is coming up on November 27th. It's going to be 80th birthday. He's an inspiration to all of us. And so I've partnered with Black Belt Magazine. And what we're looking to do is do a 10,000 kicks in 10 days challenge to honor Bruce Lee's 80th birthday and raise money for a charity that's called Feed the Children so we can kick hunger away. So how the challenge works is that on November 17th, the challenge begins and we try to do 1,000 kicks a day from November 17th till November 27th, which is his birthday. On November 27th, there's going to be a live Zoom call where we're going to celebrate his birthday together. And at the same time, it'll be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, California time, where 500 people are going to come together. And we're going to do the last 1,000 kicks together and celebrate his birthday. So
Wow.
some of you may be thinking, you know, why 10,000 kicks? And Master Wong, I know you know the quote. The quote goes, "I fear not the man that has done 10,000 kicks once. I fear the man that has done one kick 10,000 times." And so it's about self-mastery, right? What's self-mastery? Discipline, dedication, repetition, perfect practice, and doing it over and over again, because mastery is a process. And when we learn this process of mastery, we can do it in anything we want in our lives. And that's what Bruce Lee was about. Everybody wants to be like Bruce Lee, but to be like him, we got to train like him. We got to put in the time. And I said, what better way to honor him? And at the same time, let's do something in his honor. He's done so much for us. Like you said, he was inspiration for you. He's inspiration for me and for the listeners, the most prolific martial artist ever. But he was a man of action. So let's be martial artists of action and do something where we can help children that are hungry. We all know in this time where we're living now with COVID, with the shutdowns, there's always hungry children. There's way more hungry children now. That's the reality. So we could come together and do something wonderful, find our limits and push past them and be the best version of ourselves. I mean, what better way? Now, I know some of you may be thinking, 1,000 kicks a day, this guy's crazy, I can't do that, right? So the first thing I say is, investigate the voice in your head that's saying you can't do it. The next thing is, if you can't do 1,000, that's not a problem. What's the best you could do? It's about doing your best. The scale is 1 to Bruce Lee, right? So wherever you are, if you do 100 kicks or 200 kicks, it's still better than 0 kicks. And then we come together on the last day and do the last 1,000 together.
I think that's perfectly put in, and I already start doing put that this week actually onto the stop kick as well. So this is perfectly put in a good action, and I know loads of people out there, like some of you out there, love it. So this is the best way to do it. We're gonna cut in. So Sifu Singh will talk about he already doing a lesson on it already. So we can cut in to put in here for you to get it. And underneath this video here, we're gonna put all the link, all the information to the Black Belt magazine for you to fill in the information in and get in to doing some work with us. So brother, can you tell them a little bit about how they're doing and what we're going to put in on the video?
Yes, absolutely. So yesterday, I did a seminar for Black Belt Magazine, and Master Wong is going to put that seminar here. And the seminar is on the Jeet Tek. So the kick we choose is Bruce Lee's Jeet Tek, which is an intercepting stop kick to the knee. It's a low kick to the knee, which is very great for street fighting. And it's very great. You can, even if you're a ring martial artist, you could use it for that also. But for street fighting, it's one of the best kicks, most devastating ones you can do. And what I did in the seminar for you is I teach you the mechanics of how to do it, how to train it with a partner and its applications. But most importantly, I showed you the secret methods of training it by yourself so you could make it a weapon. How you loosen up the hips. What are the exercises you do to get the strength and coordination in the body to do the kick? Then how we practice the kick in the air. Then how we practice the kick against the heavy bag. And then finally, how do we build the strength so we can practice the kick on a mukjang or a tree so that when you hit that thing hard, you don't break your knee, and you make it in a safe way so that you could really get the most benefit out of this kick and master the tool, right? So you get 10,000 repetitions. Now you've got a technique that you can really do without thinking, then it'll hit by itself, like Bruce Lee said.
I think that's it perfectly. So underneath this now, we're going to put the information here. So now we'll see you all very soon. Make sure join in. I will be there on that day with Sifu Singh as well to doing that kind of challenge to make sure that we honor Bruce Lee. So let's do it.
Much love, much respect, everybody. See you on the challenge.
Step. I don't care the tool he throws. So for example, at this range that I'm at with Brian, if I'm this close to him, he can hit me with a jab, he can hit me with a cross, he can clinch my neck, he can shoot down low, he's in that range. But I need to be in a range in which I have a little bit of distance, a little bit of time. A little bit of distance gives me a little bit of time. At this range, if you notice, for Brian to punch me, go for it, he has to step. For him to cross, he has to step. To do a hook, he has to step. To kick me, you see he has to step. He has to step with his rear leg. Do that again. Boom. Now step with your front leg and do it. Boom. Or now give me a rear kick. And if you notice, he has to step. Go for the shoot. He has to step. So the Jeet Tek works against the step. All right. And there's two kinds of Jeet Teks. One is real slow. Boom. One is a little bit long, where I open up this way. And the other one is a little bit more square, where I'm a little bit more close and I catch him here. Now if you notice, he's got baseball shin guards on so we can demonstrate it properly, and I'm wearing boots. I wear the boots that I practice the kick with because the ones that I wear the most often, this is a kick with shoes on. It does work in the ring. You gotta have really strong heels for that, okay? So there's the key. So if you look, he goes for it, boom, there's the shot. He goes again, there's the thing. So if I go long, there's long, and I jam it. If I'm super close, I see I'm gonna go back and create the distance. That's the thing. It's my footwork that I have to use to increase the space and attack by draw and lure him in. So if I'm this close, it's going to be tough. I might as well just use my hand. But as I go back, bang, that's how I'm going to catch him. So we move around, there it is. Sometimes I'm just going to move, there's the Jeet Tek. There's the Jeet Tek. I can also do it with the rear leg. I can do it with the front leg. I move, bang. I can come forward and be offensive. The key with the Jeet Tek, folks, is that it is an interruption of his forward momentum. Because I manage the space, and I manage the space and he steps at me, I take the step. I can use it defensively, I can use it offensively. It's not always a fight ender, so I have to have my hands up, and what it does is it gives me that moment of pain when he buckles and he stops to follow up. So regardless of what your style or system is, come forward, Brian. Boom! If I like to kick, I can follow up with a kick. If I like to punch, boom! I can follow up with the punches. If I like to grapple, I can follow up with the takedown. So it gives me the opportunity, that's what I mean, that you can use this if you're a traditional stylist, you can use this if you're a sports stylist, you can use this for the street. So it doesn't matter, it's a technique that bridges all martial arts together. But once again, the most important thing, when he comes, it's the space. It's managing that space. Now the next thing I want you to see is there's no chamber in the kick. So what I mean by that, when he comes, I don't chamber up like that. Because if I chamber like this, I'm going to get jammed. Alright, there's the thing. If I chamber here, I get jammed. So he comes in really fast, see, the punch is coming and I get jammed. Because I didn't move. Even if I move in a chamber, he can jam me. Because we're going to come fast. See, I can get jammed, and then he can get it. That's one thing. There's no chambering. So it's not like a traditional low leg side kick. Alright, that's one thing it's not. The next thing, it's not just this. It's not raising my leg. Because you're okay, grip, come forward, okay, move around, come forward. See, I'll get jammed and I'll miss. See, boom. Especially if he lowers his level and shoots. See, nothing's going to happen. So it's not just a raise of the leg. and then it's not a chamber and come down. What it is it's in between. I make my leg go super loose here. So that's the idea here. So this leg is completely off and I suck the hip in. When I suck the hip in, the leg comes up by itself. Think of this like as a 3 or 6 inch kick. You've seen the 3-inch punch? This is a 3 or 6 inch kick. Where this leg is like, boom, it's loose, it's like a whip, and the hip on the opposite side does all the work. So if you see, don't move, there's the kick. So if you're watching me, boom. So as I go, as I raise, I sink in the hip, it goes opposite, and from here, I just turn my hip, and then the leg, when I turn the hip back, comes right back. That's the key thing that I want you to see. So there's no chamber, because I get jammed. It's not just a lift, because I get jammed. There's the idea, see? I use the hips to explode. Now one of the key things when you're working this kick with a partner is that when he steps right, see he steps and he puts weight on that leg. That's very important. And the next thing you notice, I am not smashing through his leg. When you see me do it, okay, over here on the mukjong, which I'm going to teach you how to jar. The jarring, that's where you have to practice on a mukjong, a tree or a heavy bag, so you get used to having that jarring impact of the shot, okay? I can never work that with my partner, because even with those shin pads on, it doesn't matter. With my partner, it's all about precision, timing, and placement. So he's moving, boom, boom, that's all I'm looking at. And if you notice, instantly, here, boom, boom, the fingers in the eyes, and I finish with a cross, whatever I may want. But it's just to steal that moment. That's what I want to do, is steal that moment. So with a partner, I'm pulling the kick, I'm just tapping it. When I go to the mukjong, that's where I practice. That's where I practice that jarring effect. There. That's where you're going to practice that jarring effect. When you practice that on a mukjong or on a tree, then the person's leg is going to be like butter. You're going to go through it. But you have to practice on a partner to get the proper distancing and the proper range. I go to rear leg, I can catch him here, I can go square, and be ready to go. That's the key thing. With the Jeet Tek demonstrations, what it is, how it works. Now, let's get into some of the mechanics of how to warm this kick up. And one of the key things that I like to do is, give me a guard. That black one. Black one over there. Thank you, sir. We have to make sure that our hips are open. That's the key thing. So one of the exercises you can do, get this is an Indian mace that we swing, or get a bar to hold on to, a chair, a wall, something like that. All right, and then practice just swinging this leg. But notice I'm not tensing the leg out. I'm keeping it as floppy as can be, just opening my hip, side to side. Okay, that's first one. You're going to do one side, make sure you do the other. Here. So I'm just opening my hip up, Now when I open the hip up, I drop. That's the next thing, see? A drop, because that's where the force comes from. I don't want to go like this and lock my leg out. I want to drop, because when I drop, that energy that goes down comes through my body and through the leg. This kick works because of the structural alignment of the body, along with a keen sense of timing and managing of the distance and the space. So you can swing your legs like that. That'll be one exercise. Another one I also like to do is bring your leg up and just drop. See, like a circle. But if you notice, I'm turning this leg off, so I'm doing the work with the hips. So I'm just making a circle one way, and then I'll make a circle the other way. And what I want to pull it is my hip and my abs to do the pulling, and not a lifting of my leg. I don't want to lift my leg because then I'll have to chamber it. I'm sucking it in. That's what I want. I want this kind of really loose sucking happening. So I'm opening my hips. If I do one side, I'm going to do the other. Boom. Boom. Now I can keep this in. See, I'm just making a circle. I make a circle. I make a circle. Okay? So that's a good exercise that you can do to open up the hips. So one is the leg swing, and then the other one is the circles in the hips. Now, for the traditional martial artists out here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this leg one hip, and from here, the mechanics are that the opposite. So imagine this is the leg I'm doing the kick with. I load it, and as I push, I pull to create this. You see that? So this hip, the opposite hip opens to elongate. The opposite hip opens to elongate. So if I come here, this hip opens to elongate the leg. So what I'm doing is, I'm practicing this, but when I load, I'm pulling myself. So don't drop. Pull yourself by pulling your hip back. Pull yourself into the ground. Now this leg is loaded. Now spiral this way, and then create this. So it's almost like a bow. I'm going this way. I'm pulling a bow. One hand goes this way, one hand goes that way. So my upper body's working, and my hips are working, and my leg is working. Same thing on the other side. Load, boom. Load, boom. Load, and slowly push. I load, and I push. I load, and I push. As you get better, start to get the hip. See that hip? The hip is what creates that whip. Same thing on the other side. So then, once I have that action with my hip, the next thing I want to do is I want to raise. Just raise. Just very floppy. I like floppy. Raise. 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 Instead of doing this, see? There's tension. I just need the leg to have this much of a bend. Because once the leg has this much of a bend, all I have to do, there's the kick. So it'll work. So it's my body is very relaxed as I come here. Now this hip opens and I close. So I go here. So it just looks like I'm walking. That's why it's hidden. So as I'm moving, I'm walking. I can just let it out. That's the key thing with the kick. So do your circles with the hips. Do your leg raises. Okay. Then work this exercise. Boom. Boom. Okay. Then get used to. See, because when you're here, you pull yourself down. So now I pull my abs are doing work. I'm shortening the distance between my shoulders, my ribs, and my hips. And that's what brings this leg up. I'm not tensing the leg and raising it. See, that brings the leg up. And I just need to be floppy. And from here, the opposite leg does the work. That's how that kick is going to work. Let me check my notes, make sure I hit everything for you guys. Okay, another very important thing is going to be the lead hand, okay? So, now here, when I, see, this lead hand, see, it pulls. It pulls. So if you can just put the hand out here and pull the leg in, create this counter effect. See that? This counter effect. So then when this comes here, there's the idea. And then my leg. Then I just make it smaller and smaller and smaller till it looks like that I'm just raising my leg. There's a slight bend. There's the idea. So now if I want to break down, there's the shot. Here, see, so it's here, and I just open. That's how it's going to work. Let's take a look with a partner, how we're going to do this, okay? Right? Okay. All right, so we're going to do this with match leads. Mismatched leads and no lead. Okay, it's very important. But in the beginning, he's not going to move. I'm just going to find my opening. Here. So if you see my leg, boom. Look on the other side. So if you notice, I raise the opposite leg does the work. Now, how do I bring this leg back? I just too close the hip. See that? Here. I just turn, when I go like this, if I bring this leg here, this leg is just gonna fall back. Sometimes I can retract it back too. That all depends on what you're gonna do next. So you have two options. But on the way out, see, it's here, here, here. You get the other hand up. Now you cover your angle. Okay, so you're maybe a little bit here, Brian. Okay, here. Okay, that's what we want to do. Make sure you do one side, and then you do the other. Stay ready. Here, here. So look, I just raise and snap, and snap. So my body's going like this. And I keep my hand up. That's a little bit more of the longer range one. Now the square Jeet Tek is going to look a little bit more like this. So I'm like this. I'm a little more square, means I'm in a little bit closer range. So I'm just maybe throwing a punch, he's throwing a punch, and I'm right there. Because that allows me to come, keep your guard up. So that allows me from here to come into trapping range. That allows me from here to come into boxing range. Okay? If I'm this close, I can also step back and create space with the long one. Both will work, both are important to have. Alright? So once you've done it on a partner that is not steady, and notice as the feeder, he loads that leg. Put weight on that leg. See? He loads it because from safety perspective, lock it out like this. I never want his leg like that because even if I touch him wrong, he can buckle his knee. So let's protect our partner. So he loads that front leg, and I touch. I touch. I touch. I touch. And I do it very soft and gentle. Find my range. Okay, switch the lead. On both leads. Okay. So without him moving first. Switch the lead. And I'll switch mine. Here, come to this side, please. So here. So I can be more square. And I can lean away. Square. Lean away, create space. Left lead. Okay, both are important. Catch him here. Catch him here. Lean away. Come back. Now, I can also be square like this to him, where I'm transitioning between stances, or he's approaching me in a street fight where I don't have a stance yet. And so from this position, I can go to one way, or go the other way. One way, go the other way. So if you notice for practice, I'm going on the thigh when he starts moving to protect his knee. In reality, it's the knee. Okay, just because he has shin guards on, I'm going to tell you over and over again, that does not protect his knee once I jam it really hard. Okay? So for safety, I'm going up on the thigh. 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 Square on the thigh. Square on the thigh. That's what we want to do. We want to work it like that with the different leads so you find your distancing. Once we have that in play, I want to start working his step technique. Step to me. Boom. There you go. So he starts slow. And then eventually we're going to be sparring. So he starts slow. And he steps. Boom. Okay. So I need to manage this space. So I need to manage this space. So if you see, I step back and I lean back. I step back and I lean back. Now as I go back, really, come over here please, man. As he steps and I go back, see there's the space. Now, boom, I stomp this leg, the post leg, boom, to catch him as I, boom. So my weight shifts to my back leg, and I open my hip, and there's a shot. Other side, there's the shot. Here, coming back with the other leg. There's how I'm going to catch him with it. But that space is very important, okay? So now what we're going to do is, Brian, let's throw on some boxing gloves. Now I want him to really hit me, and I want to find the kick out of that. And you all know how much I love the eye jab, so we're just going to put this on here. I'll do it for you. Good. Tighten up. Okay. All right, so first we start off by isolating, and Brian's just going to use the jab regular and feed me the jab. Go ahead. I move, I catch, and destroy. I move my head, catch it, catch it, catch it, really catch it, destroy the punch, catch the jab, catch it, Bill G, catch it. You get the idea. Now, Brian, I want you to have a jab, cross, and a hook, okay? But really come to try to take my head off. So I'm going to start in a disadvantaged position, in close, ready, start punching, go. So we start to feed it like that. Remember, there's still control even though he's trying to hit me. There's still lots of control in the feed. Okay, so we can spar it or you can feed it. It's up to you. It's important you do both. And then when you spar full on, what you do is you task yourself that you're looking to score with the Jeet Tek. So what I mean is, now let's move around, or before we do that, feed some kicks, Brian. Okay. So he kicks with the front leg, boom. Kicks with the rear leg, boom. Okay, side kick, boom. Okay, good. So see front, rear, boom, side kick, oblique kick, boom. Okay, so he's got all these different kicks. But remember, to reach me, what does he have to do? There's the step. So to reach me, boom, there it is. Side kick, boom, there it is. Oblique kick, boom, there it is. Side kick, there it is. Ooh, you okay? Yes, sir. You can see it hurts a lot through that. You okay, Brian? Sure. Okay. So if you see that, it's the step. Now, if I'm a little late, go. I get the leg. There's the kick. The kick, front kick on. Boom. Yeah, go quick. Boom. There's the idea. Boom. So I catch it on the sheet, alright? See, it hurts him through that, but just a little bit, and I'm just trying to tap him. Okay, now, give me a oblique kick with the rear. Boom, good, come again. Boom, there it is. Come again, boom, there it is. Front, boom, see, it doesn't matter. I take what's closest to me. That's very important, and I want you to see. Alright, come to the other side, please. Now, to miss it, give me a tight kick. Go. Boom. So when he goes for the tight kick, boom, I just use it this way. But that's not a Jeet Tek, really. So if he goes for the tight kick, see the step he has to do? Boom, now blow away the step. But the moment I blow away the step, if you see what happens, boom, his head, so come again, boom, his head comes right into the finger jab to the eyes. Once you see how this works, okay? Please give me a left lead. Okay, now when he goes for the tight kick, go, boom, okay? Now I have our option to go, boom, take the other leg, okay? Come again. There's the shot. Sometimes I'll take the lead, but I always have my hand up for the Bill G. Always keeping my line, just in case after I Jeet Tek throw a wild punch. Oh, that has to stay there. I don't want to be here, bam, beneath that. My hands are up. Oh, there's the shot. Okay. Okay, that's how that's going to work. Okay, so that's some drills we can work. Now he can punch and kick at me. Okay, here we go. Hit. Boom, good, come on, good. So we use exercise control. You can take that off. So exercise control to work those kicks. That's how it's got to be. Because remember, I'm going to show you in a few minutes how we're working on this heavy bag. And let me show you that now, and then I'm coming with another drill to show you guys. So on the heavy bag, okay, this is a full tie bag over here. I want it to move, so it's symbolizing the leg coming at me. So I also start to get a little bit of the timing. That's a very important part about it. The next thing is the part that I'm looking to hit with is, you see, it's anywhere from the middle of my foot to my heel. That's what I want. I don't want the foot to be dead center. Center is not what I want. I want the center point to be in between the center of my foot and the heel. So right here, that's the point that I want to hit with. And I want to make that's the hardest part of my leg. If I'm wearing boots, I'm wearing shoes, I have a heel. Let's turn the heel into a weapon. So now, what you're going to do here, really slowly, remember when you start to practice this, I want this to happen and that. Okay? So now I raise and I want this pulling apart to happen. So let's do this angle. Okay? So from here, really slowly, I want square, long, square, long. What you do on one side, you do the other. Long, square, long, long, square, long. I'm going right for where the knee would be. Here's this, you can see this mark here because I've been practicing it always on that, trying to hit that spot. So I want it on the knee, and I want this to swing. So once it's swinging, it's like my opponent, boom, boom, there it is, there it is, there it is. When my heel drops, so if you see really slowly, I come here, and I go, my foot turns, at the same time I hit with the heel on the bag. Okay? So I just get it moving with a little front, and then from here. Start moving feet. Start in, back up. Go forward. Back. Come with the rear. Back. Set the high angle. And you're going to practice it on the heavy bag. Now, once you practice it on the heavy bag, I want you to go to Mukjong tree. On Mukjong, see I have a perfect knee doing. So I can really work the precision along with the jarring of the kick. So from here, I want to go like that and be in the distance you could be jammed. So that you have to see how I create space. Now from here, I have to open my hip. Okay? So here, here's the shot. There's the shot. Same down the other side. The knee is not standing a chance. Now, for you guys training at home, what's important is you build up to that and you don't jar your knee, okay? So here's the progression. First thing I want you to do, I want you to come, get to about this point, load this hip, and like an isometric, squeeze, squeeze, try to push away, try to pull this hip open like this, and do isometric, squeeze, 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 squeeze. When you do it all out, you're gonna feel like I can't go anymore. That's a full isometric contraction. I come here again, other side. I load this hip, and I push this way with this hip, pull away with the other hip, and I catch the place in between. About 7 seconds is good, okay? So that is at the knee bent. Now, I want to have, instead of this extreme angle, I want this much of an angle. Okay, you see that? Now from here, again, the force is, look from here, where's the force? It's driving down. Now I'm here, and the force angle has changed. It's driving down. But what I want you to see is, this hip is pulling, it's prying, it's just prying. It's like I'm pulling a bow like this with my back. I do it one side, I do it the other. Bow, and okay? Now, the third one is at lockout. Now, there's never a point at which the knee is fully locked up. So lockout for me is right there. See, there's a little bit of a bend. A little bit of a bend. See? There are no straight lines in nature. Now from here, I open this leg up, and I go from here. And I'm pulling my hips, and I'm pulling down into my lats. And from here, if you do it right, your legs will start to shake. From here, folks, when you do isometrics properly, you're going to feel your lats, your back, your abs, everything tense up. Because that's what we want, is that tension to fire all the muscles in the chain. That's what we're teaching to recruit. Now notice when I taught you to kick, we're not doing tension. We're doing the opposite, like it's a whip. But when you do the tension, you learn to recruit the muscles. So then when you do the flop, the muscles are working, but in a very soft, relaxed manner, okay? It's like a principle from Tai Chi. This kick belongs in Tai Chi as well. And what happens is, if I can raise my hand like this, or I can raise my hand like this, so I can raise my hand to grab something like this, or I can make it like this. Then my whole body, see, starts to move. I can raise my leg and do it only in my leg, or I can make my whole body here move boom, with the kick. That's what I want to do, is get my whole body involved in the kick. So after you do the isometrics on a tree or a hook jump, the next thing is you don't want to start slamming it hard. You want to go back, back, like you're almost pushing yourself away. So I go here, push myself away. Go here, and push myself. See, I load, I push. That's what I want you to see. Load, push. Then from here, lift, load, push. Lift, load, push. Lift, load, push. Then from there, slowly, feel the heel. Then feel the vibration go boom through the tree, through the mukjong, come through your body. And from there, your body, your bones have the ability to jump. Now breathe. Same thing the other side. Now the next thing is, I can disguise this kick like a round kick, right? Here, right lead, please. Right, left lead, sorry. Okay, so, see, there's the tie kick, the drive this one. Okay, so it starts like that. And then I fire the Jeet Tek. So right here, slow motion. Here, he thinks the kick can be coming this. So that could come. That could come. That could come. Or that could come. So it's hidden. He's used to maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. But he never expects that. Ever. Okay? The next thing too is he can't destroy that kick. So for example, he can put the shin up, boom, and just destroy my leg. But here, boom, there's no chance on it. So that's how I can disguise it offensively also, and make it more of a round kick. So here, now I'm in an opposite lead, and I turn, and there's the shot. Other side, same thing. No chance, right? I'm using my boots as a weapon. So when I got boots on, I have hammers. So why not use the hammer? Professor Daniel Duby de Laverne from Réunion Island, France, the Sabat master, taught me about the details of this kick and using it this way and using the heel. They said he had the closest kicks to Bruce Lee in speed and form, and also his ability to bridge the gap like no other. If you ever get a chance to look him up, Professor Daniel Duby de Laverne, he lives in Réunion Island. It's an island off the coast of Madagascar, it's a part of France. So that's how you would work this kick over here on the mukjong. Make sure you build up to it. If you're not used to kicking things, I don't want you to hurt yourself. That's not the point of the challenge, and that's not the point of mastery. So I've been doing this kick for decades. So the idea is to slowly, boom, boom, find it, boom. Start up close, come back, see? Start up close, come back, come back. Start back, come forward. Start back, come forward. Avoid that. Avoid this. Because what happens is, that time, I can get kicked. Here, if you're going to do it, you're going to steal, now push shuffle. The time when you use the pendulum is to go back. So if I'm here, I pendulum back, I don't let that foot hit the ground, so I don't do this. I'm never going to do this. I'll lose it in time. I'm going to do that. That's how I'm going to make sure that I don't lose time. So if I'm in close, I pendulum back. Now, don't let that foot drop. Let it just drop here. And there's the idea. And here. Or push shuffle back and come forward. Push shuffle. Now if you notice when I push shuffle, I'm not penduluming. Push shuffle, steal, and push shuffle back. That's going to keep you much more faster. Let's do that again. If I push shuffle back, and if I pendulum it, I'll lose it a little bit. So from here, push. Now from here, steal, load, and there's the shot. So, okay, that's how you're going to practice. Same thing on a heavy bag. Okay, I want to get used to moving back, forward, inside, forward, jam it, turn the leg, cut the angle, rear leg, because my partner is moving. So when my partner is moving, I don't want to just use it in this linear plane going forward and back. That's what the advantage is. If I'm square, I step, come here. I step, go here. Take the rear, go here. Move my feet, go here. Start with the rear, come back. Square. Make sure your hands, head are also moving. How much time do you have, sir?
I don't know.
Take time.
$11:47.
Okay, 10:47. Perfect. Okay, here's a great drill I like to do. Brian, 2 knives, please. Okay, folks, this is not how he and I fight. I'm giving him 2 knives so he can try to cut me. And we have good control, so we use these. You can get them from Century, or you can get the soft sticks from Century as well. Okay, they work really well. But for purposes of you seeing the blade motion, he's going to use those. Okay, so what we're going to do first is he's going to just feed me angles with the blade, the leg, the kick, and I'm just going to move. The most important thing first and foremost is to move to set the trap. Now notice my hand, I've isolated the leg so you can see it. Now we need to integrate it into the entire body and its movement. And it's all about relaxation, it's all about breathing, and it's always about watching your opponent. Folks, the practitioner is always more important than the style. Always. So the person executing the tool and their awareness and their ability to judge time by controlling the space, their ability to read the opponent and their little bit of tells, which could be physical, they could be emotional, whatever they may be. That's where mastery lies. So once you have practiced the tool 10,000 times, now you have the tool. So you no longer have to think about the tool. Now it's all about the practitioner wielding the tool. How calm can you be? How collected can you be? Are you the observer? Or are you caught up in your mind about this is the way things should be done? This is the way things have to be done. Now you have to look for freedom. And freedom, like a fight, is ever changing. It's ever adapting. It's never fixed. So you have to find that freedom. But the only way to get to formlessness is to first practice the form. Practice the form so much that it becomes part of your subconscious. Now when it's part of your subconscious, you have it. You don't have to think about it. You no longer hit it. It hits it all by itself. That's the point we want to get to with mastery. That's why 10,000 repetitions in anything you do, whether it's 10 days or not, it's 10,000 reps that trains it and ingrains it so that you can then use it at will without thinking about, oh, is the space right? Is the time right? Do I lift the leg? Do I not lift the leg? What's he doing? None of those things can matter. It's like a moving meditation where I have to adjust and adapt to my opponent and let go of me. I can't be a part of this process anymore. I just have to move, adapt, and hit. That's what we're going to look for. Okay, right? Good, good, getting cut, cutting. I won't leave my hand out. Good. Boxing goes up, one more round. Yeah, you can see, slice my hand, slice my chest. Good. It's not about me getting cut. I have to let go of me getting cut and adapt to him. If I'm always worried about getting cut, I will not have freedom of movement to put myself in places where I could get cut. And that's the thing that we have to work on, is the discomfort. Now if you notice, I'm moving and I'm talking to you after because I'm breathing, because we're both breathing the whole time. If you lose track of your breath, your energy is going to fall. It's going to become tunnel vision. Once it gets tunnel vision, it doesn't matter how many thousands of kicks you did, because you are not the operator anymore. Now the operator becomes panic, fear, tension, anxiety. That is the real fight that you're fighting. It's never about my opponent. It's never about my opponent's tools. It's never about their attacks. It's never about what they're doing. It's always about what's happening internally with me. Can I let go of control? Can I just be? I'm like, oh, I'm trying to control. Okay, let go, be free. That's what we want to get to that point of being free. And so you can use one technique to feel this freedom. And once you feel this freedom through sparring this way, you can find it in your whole life. That's the beauty of martial arts, man. It's a vehicle for self-transformation, a vehicle of discovery, a vehicle of discovering the cause of your own ignorance. Ready, sir? Okay.
Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed the seminar on Bruce Lee's Jeet Tek, the Intercepting Stop Kick to the knee, where I went over the details with regards to the body mechanics used in the kick, with the applications, and then the solo drills on how to train the kick. So as we all know, the 10,000 kick challenge is right around the corner. It starts on November 17th. It's 10,000 kicks in 10 days to honor Bruce Lee's 80th birthday. And then hopefully we can raise funds for Feed the Children. You know, if we donate $10 to Feed the Children, we can help kick hunger away and feed a lot of hungry children. As we all know, in the times we live in, it's the holiday season, it's the holiday time, and Bruce Lee was a man of action, and we can be men and women of action and take part in this challenge and give a little donation that goes a long way. $10 you donate is going to go towards buying $70 worth of food, and that supplements close to 60 meals for the people out there. That's what Feed the Children does. So I've partnered with Black Belt Magazine to do this challenge. The challenge starts on November 17th, and the challenge will end on November 27th, which is Bruce Lee's birthday. Now the goal is to do 1,000 kicks a day for 10 days so we can make 10,000 kicks. Now some of you may be thinking there's no way that I could do 1,000 kicks. That's not a problem. The goal is to do your best, to find what your limit is and safely exceed the limit little by little every day. So if you can do 100, you can do 200, 300, whatever it is, do your best on a scale from 1 to Bruce Lee. As long as you're moving forward and doing your best, that's what counts. Now here's a general scheme that we can use for it. The general scheme is going to go like this. You could do 10 kicks right, 10 kicks left in 1 minute. Okay, you can do it in the air against a heavy bag or against a mukjang. And then you can take a minute off. If you follow that scheme, it will take you 100 minutes to do 1,000 kicks. All right, so you can use that as your gauge. That's the formula that we're going to follow on November 27th when we all come together. The first 500 people that go to blackbeltmag.com and register will be given a Zoom link on November 27th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Bruce Lee's birthday. We're going to come together and celebrate, and we're going to do the last 1,000 kicks together, and we're going to put the work in together. That's what's going to be really cool about this. And if 500 people can come on, then we're looking at 500,000 kicks done in a couple of hours. So that's what we're going to look to do. And once again, folks, it's about doing your best. It's finding your best and safely exceeding it and doing it. So for those of you who haven't been training that much, no problem. Do your best. Follow along the best you can. For those of you who have been training and want to get after and go all the way to Bruce Lee level and do that, then join me as we do it. I'm actually going to go live on November 17th and every day after, and go live and do my 1,000 and put the work in every single day. So you could join me or do it on your own, however you want to do it. But folks, that's what it's about. I fear not the man that has done 10,000 kicks once. I fear the man that has done one kick 10,000 times. There's the key to mastery is in that quote. Mastery requires discipline, dedication, and repetition, and perfect practice with intention. And when we have intention in our practice, and when we choose our time wisely, and we sharpen these tools and install these tools, then they become automatic. So whether we're looking at this as a process to install a kick in martial arts, this goes much beyond that. This goes into anything we want to learn in our lives. Mastery is a process. There's never a arrival to mastery. It only deepens and goes further and further and further. And that's the philosophy that Bruce Lee was pushing. I am extremely excited about this. I look forward to seeing you guys all out there. Let's push our limits. Let's do our best. Let's honor the man. So we know from shining down, from looking down upon us from up above, we put a big smile on him. And like he used to always say, willing is not enough, we must apply. Thinking is not enough, we must do. So let's come together and do that. And at the same time, let's help some hungry children out there. Let's put some food in their mouths. Let's do something to be of the force of change, you know? And for further details, to sign up, go to blackbeltmag.com. Okay, right there, you're going to see the banner of Bruce Lee. Click on it, sign up. And as our gift to you, you will also get 10 free videos. That's part of Jeet Kune Do from Black Belts, the series, the digital series I did with Black Belt Magazine. You'll get access to 10 free lessons from there as well. And so this is our goal. This is what we're looking to do. I hope to see you guys on the challenge. Let's push ourselves to the next level and put in the work. Hashtag 10,000 kicks. Many blessings.